Hello everyone. It's been a very long time since I've done a video, and today is April of 2012, and the date today is the 12th. In a couple of weeks, on May 2nd, it will be coming out day for pagans and Wiccans, or whatever you consider yourself. It's coming out of the broom closet day. So I wanted to talk about how to prepare for that if you should decide that this year is the year you want to come out of the closet. Now, you can come out any day of the year. It doesn't matter. But one of the things I wanted to cover was exactly the types of things that happen when you come out of the closet. I'm going to go over some things I have written down, and then I'm going to share some things that have happened to me in my coming out. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video, and I hope that it is a very good video for helping with this major decision that will happen. So I'm going to dive right in. For this, I want you guys to grab a piece of paper and a pen. You can pause the video and then go get that stuff, because I really want you to write down in writing, preferably in your book of shadows or your magical journal, whatever you have that's sacred, that's secret, even if it's just your diary. Write this stuff down, guys, because it's very important to have a written thing that you can fall back on. So go ahead and get your paper and pencil wherever you want. Pause the video if you need to, and I'll get started. So, coming out of the broom closet. How will coming out affect your job, your career? How will that affect you? Many people go through things that their bosses claim, oh, you were let go because you kept being late to work, or you weren't fulfilling your job requirements, or little things like that. But really deep down, you have a feeling that it's because you came out. Now, that is a negative aspect. There also are positive aspects. How will coming out positively affect your job? Well, it can give people a better understanding of who you are. Maybe there are some other people who were afraid to come out at your place of work, and you gave them the strength to do that. So there's always a negative, but there's always a positive. Well, there's not always a negative, but you know what I mean. There's always a positive and negative side to everything. Every decision can affect someone in a good way, can affect someone in a bad way. So the next question that I want you to write down is, how will coming out affect your family and friend relationships? How will that affect the relationships that are in your life? Let's start with family. How will coming out affect your family? Will your grandparents stop sending you birthday money like mine did? Will your mom and dad not understand what's going on? Will they think it's a joke? Will they think it's just a phase? You have to think about how this decision to come out will affect your family. How will it affect your children? How will coming out publicly affect your children? Their teachers may hear about it, and it may cause problems at school for your children. How will it affect your friends? How will coming out affect your friendships? Do you have friends that are so devoutly Christian that they will follow the Bible to the point where they will no longer be friends with you? Because in the Bible it says that you will not be friends with anyone who says they are a soothsayer or a witch. So think about that too. On the positive side, how will coming out affect your family? It might bring you all closer together. It might help you to connect on a deeper level. How will it affect your friendships? Again, it might help you connect on a deeper level. When you have a relationship with the divine, no matter what faith you are, if you share that common goal with someone else of finding that salvation, or finding finding that inner peace or gaining Buddha, how will that affect your friends? I mean, that has to be something that's so sacred, so deep. The next thing is, how will coming out affect your relationship with your community? If you are a volunteer and you're on your Chamber of Commerce, or you're involved in any kind of community planning, how will coming out as a pagan, as a witch, how will that affect your relationship with your community? I know in some cases, some people have come out of the closet and they lost all credibility because people just didn't believe them. They thought that they were telling half-truths, and you have to think about that kind of thing. The last question I have for you to write down right now is, how will coming out affect you? What are the reasons you want to come out? How will it affect you after you've said to the world, I am a witch? How will that affect you? I mean, will it make you feel empowered? Will it give you self-confidence? Will it give you more inner peace? How will it affect you? And also think about the negative ways it could affect you. How will it affect you? How will you how will the possibilities of you losing your job or losing friends and family, how will that affect you? Make sure that when you're thinking about coming out, that you spend time on it. You don't just say, you know what, today I think I'm going to come out of the broom closet. That's not an intelligent way to do it, because then you're just going to cause problems for yourself. You need to think about it seriously. Oh, by the way, do you guys like the red in my hair? I did that with Kool-Aid. I'm going to do a tutorial in the future. Completely off topic. Sorry. Coming out of the broom closet can make your self-confidence higher, but it can also show you who your friends are. Some people have lost friends, guys, when they come out of the broom closet. It does happen. So, you may lose family members, friends, you may even lose your job, be shunned from social groups, and your children may suffer discrimination. So those are all the things we've already covered. So with all the risks involved, why come out of the closet? Why? Why should we? If there's so many risks that could possibly make our life a living hell, why do it? So I want you to write this down. Why should witches come out of the broom closet? What are the good things that can happen if we all come out of the broom closet? Write down your reasons and post them in the comments below. I would love to be able to show the world, this is why we come out. This is why we are not afraid to hide. Or of not hide, you know what I mean? We are no longer afraid. We are not going to hide anymore. Never again the burning times. I hear that said all the time. So, I can't even talk about how important it is for witches to come out of the closet when they're ready. You don't have to come out today. You don't have to come out tomorrow. You don't even have to come out next month. But when you're ready, do come out of the closet. Inevitably, there will be negative judgment in coming out. What can we do to either change that person's mind, or how can we deal with the negativity in a positive manner? Let's cover the first question first, is what can we do to change a person's mind about us? If they think that we are the living scum of the planet, how can we change that? The answer, we can't. Unfortunately, we cannot change someone's mind about us when we want to. We have to show them through our actions, through our personalities, through who we are, that we are worthy of their respect, which every single being on this earth is worthy of every other being's respect. Okay? Namaste means basically the highest in me honors the highest in you, and together we are one. I forget the whole definition, but it's a very deep word to use. I've started using it a lot because I find that it's a very deep, meaningful word. Alright, some things to remember when coming out of the closet is that different people are going to react differently to you coming out. One of the things that might happen is some people might laugh at you. They might think you're a total joke, or that you're joking, or they will just think you are the biggest idiotic person on the face of earth, and they'll consider you a fool, which is sad, but it's true. Some people might get angry with you. They might get angry. They might even become physically angry. I have heard of that a couple times, where people have become physically angry because someone said, "I'm a witch," and they got very upset. Some people might react like it's not that big of a deal. Like my mom, when I came out to my mom, she was obviously, she was concerned because I grew up Christian and my mom's a Christian, but she's a very open-minded Christian. She was concerned about what I believed and what I did, and I explained it to her in detail that no, I don't do anything that your pastor would have told you I do, and it's very peaceful and things like that. I did go into explanations with her, and so she reacted like it wasn't that big of a deal. She did have questions for me, which some people might have questions. When I told my dad that I was a witch, he froze up and didn't say anything. My stepmother had to step in and say, "Oh, you believe in reincarnation? Well, you know, Joe," my dad's name is Joe, "you know, lots of people believe in reincarnation. Most of the world's cultures believe in reincarnation." She had to kind of step in and kind of get him out of his frozen state, because my dad grew up Catholic, and the Catholics believe things about witches that are not true in today's society, but it's still there in their faith, and so it was a very hard thing. So another thing that happened with my coming out is I came out to my grandmother, and I have a very special relationship with my grandmother. She is one of the most important people in my life. I have a very deep bond with her, and my middle name is named after her. Janine is my middle name, my real middle name, my legal name, and I'm named after her. And I told her that I was a pagan and that I no longer believed in the word of the Bible, and I didn't believe in Jesus, and that I believed in God, but not the same God that I'd grown up in Bible school with. And she started crying, and that broke my heart. That absolutely tore me to shreds. Sorry, that was a car outside. Tore me to bits. But I hung up the phone, and about 2 weeks went by, and then 3. And then I got a phone call from my grandma, and all she said was, "I don't care who you believe in, what you do. I love you, and I always will." She said that she may not be able to accept my choices, but she does respect me for them, because that shows that I am my own person. I am an independent person, and I always have been, and I'm going to do whatever I feel is right. And she knows deep down in her soul that I would never get involved into anything that was bad, so she was fine with whatever choices I decided on. And that meant a lot to me. I cried a little bit after that, because I was just so relieved that I hadn't lost one of my best people in my life. I was so relieved. And that doesn't happen for everyone, guys. I know lots of my friends who've lost their whole family. They're just alone. They have no family to lean back on because they came out of the closet and their family could not accept it. And that's sad. So that's kind of my story. Another thing is, I have an emotionally abusive grandfather, who, when I post things on Facebook or other social media sites, he comments nastily. The other day I posted I was attending a meetup with my local meetup group here in Orlando with West Orlando Witches, and his comment was, "Have you gone off the deep end? Basically, are you crazy? What's wrong with you?" And at first I reacted in a negative way because I was angry. I was hurt. My feelings had been hurt. And I said, at first, I said, Grandpa, that's unacceptable. That's highly inappropriate. And then I got on the defensive. And then I called my mom, and I kind of was just like, Mom, this sucks. I can't believe he did this. This is so mean. And she calmed me down and told me that I needed to use it as a learning experience for both him and I. So it's a teaching experience for me to teach him, and it's a learning experience for him. So I did that. I went back, I deleted the old comment before he could see it, and I said, Grandpa, no, I haven't gone off the deep end. I'm totally fine, though my friends might argue that fact. You know, I kept it kind of on the joking side, and then I transitioned into, no, Grandpa, I'm a pagan, I'm a priestess, I believe in certain things, and I went into my beliefs and basically gave him the glazed over, very simple, to the point thing about what I believed. I covered everything from, I believe in the duality of the God and Goddess, and then I also included my beliefs about reincarnation and about the Summerland, or heaven, to kind of more help him relate to what I was speaking of. And he's from an older generation, so whether or not he understands, that's not my worry. It's not. I don't care if he never understands. I don't care if he never accepts it. What I care about is that I give him truth. I give him no reason to want to continue to badger me about it. I give him only truth and love and light. Everything that I say I believe in, I preach that. And I do that. Through my actions, I can better prove that. So, that's what I did there. So what questions, I want you guys to write this down too. What questions should you be prepared to answer when you come out of the closet? I want you guys to write down any questions that you would have for someone who was pagan. For instance, what do you believe in as far as God? What do you believe about death? What happens to you when you die? Do you worship the devil? Do you practice witchcraft? What is magic? Those are all questions that you guys should be thinking about having an answer prepared for. Those are typically the most basic questions. Other questions you'll get are things like, what do you do when you worship? Do you go to church? Do you still believe in Jesus? They'll ask you lots of questions that could cover many different things. So, again, this whole video has been from a Christian to pagan perspective. Obviously, if you are Jewish going into paganism, there's a completely other set of questions. If you're Hindu going into paganism, I don't really think there'd be quite as many questions as far as Wiccan paganism goes. Just because Hindus, I think, is already under the pagan umbrella. I think, I'm not 100%. This is my cat. This is Nova. Nova! So she just kind of comes out of nowhere. She's a Savannah breed, so that you guys know. Oh, here she comes. So think about all those things when you come out of the broom closet, guys. I will post everything I had you guys write down in the comments, or in the description, so you guys can see it better. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of the month. Beltane is coming up, so I'm so excited for Beltane. I'm going to Florida Pagan Gathering, so if any of you are going, please comment below, and I will see you guys there. I'm going to be trying to get some more videos posted. I'm so sorry that I haven't. I know I keep saying that I'm going to do more. Life gets in the way, and things happen. So I love you guys. I will see you all later. And don't forget to comment and subscribe.